So this is something I have been wanting to say for a long time. The village project is virtually complete. And by virtually, I mean I have done all the buildings. I'm not adding any more buildings. I still need to do building interiors, but I can just come down and throw down a building interior. I can just do that like one at a time. I don't have to do anything for that. So, but yeah, I've filled in all the crops. Finally, I came down here one day and I put in some melons on this side. I put in pumpkins. I did beetroot, I believe. Yeah, beetroot, and I did carrots, and that fills in all the farms. All the farms are filled in. If we head down the path, you can see there's one of the buildings. We'll get closer. If you head down the path that goes to the village under the aqueduct, I still want to do detailing on the aqueduct. I want to do more block variation. I want to do like cobblestone, and mossy stone brick, I think. I want to add texturing to the aqueduct to make it look better. All the buildings in the village are basically done. See, this was here before, I believe. I talked about this already. This little garden. I've textured like all these buildings. They were just stone before, like those two. They were just stone before, and I actually textured them with. I used the coal ore. I like the coal ore, and I changed the. It was one door in the center, but I changed it, and I added a chimney. See the. We're not gonna go in every building. Or I guess we could, but there's nothing in there. We'll come back around to that one because it's on the other side. But we've got this one, this building, which is like a round building. It's gonna have four different. I guess you could call them apartments. I guess right now it's still. I didn't remove the hillside. I only removed enough of the hillside so I could finish the build. There's still there's still all this land in here I need to remove, but that's a later project. Coming around here, I've put in the path for the black market. I'm gonna put in a black market stall there. I'm gonna put in a stall about here, and then probably another one inside this cliff. And then it comes around. I still need to do some lighting because it is quite dark. But I put in this path. Yeah, I want to do a broken down cart with spilled goods. Like a wheel fell off the cart or whatever. And then we've got this classic look. This classic, we've already seen this. The, with the hanging signs. Anyways, we have the hanging signs. I've already shown these, but I've done texturing on the house, the houses, and it looks so much better with texturing. I changed the doors. I'm missing trapdoors there. I just noticed, but I've changed this to be the doors are back to back, and it'll go into two different like houses. And I like these door designs better. This one's like a it's different. So these two builds were already here. They just needed texturing and a little tweaking. But this build was not. This is pretty much what kicked off me um, doing a lot of work over here in the village. Was this gorgeous build. I found a reference image that I was looking at, and I just stole the block palette and kind of like the roof, a little bit of the design, but I made it my own, and I really, really like this. It's a gorgeous house. I'm actually so happy with how this house turned out. And I have a time lapse of me putting it together. So after I built this house, I was so happy with it, and this green one, not so much. So I decided to essentially just chop the green one in half. I cut off this whole corner part. The entrance was about, yeah, it was like in line with this. It was about here, I think. Yeah. And it had a corner entrance, and I don't know, the build was just too long. I could not make it look right. And one of the original ideas for this area was to have a town square, So I decided to put it here. I put in a little fountain, a little bit of ground texturing. And to make this look nicer, I put in like a stall where people could be selling things. And I moved the door. There was another door here, but now that's the side door. That's like the back door. This is like the street facing door, the main door. And you know, there's nothing in here. Oh, we can take a look at this really quick. This is the like I mentioned that I wanted to have a secret escape out to the river. And that's what this is. I dug it out, but I haven't done anything with it. I actually don't even know if I'm going to keep that. I might just fill it back in. But yeah, I really like this town square. And here I was going to have another house, but I decided it would have made it too crowded, and it would have been weird because it would have had to be diagonal to this one. So I made this into a nice garden with a fire pit. Did some custom trees like over the up on the hill. Oh, sweet berry bush. I did another tree on this side, a little bit more garden to fill in this corner. So now it comes all the way up to the bridge, which is nice. And I want to go this way to show these builds. We've got this that I never showed in video. I built this like a month ago or over a month ago. But I never showed it because that was the only change. So this I didn't want to come over here and be like, "Oh, this is the only change I made to the village." So I waited until I had more stuff to show. But this is like a restaurant. In like cuz you know in like Japan, they'll have like a back alley restaurant that you sit outside at the like bar or whatever and you eat your food in the street and then they have like an awning. This is like extra seating. And this part is kind of inspired by Bob's Burgers. You know, they've got the front entrance. They have an entrance on this side too. That's their restaurant entrance, but this is an outdoor restaurant. So the kitchen entrance is over here. This is where the workers enter to cook. And then this is where the people that live here, the employees that live here, it's like a family-owned restaurant. They'll come up the stairs and they live upstairs. But this way will take you up to this build. But I want to go this way first. I've put in more hanging signs. A lot of hanging signs. A lot of hanging signs. I really like how they look. So I put another tree. And that's just, you know, the bridge is over there. It just goes this way around. I've done more landscaping on this side just to fill in this area because there's not enough room for another house. I could have made this house bigger, but I tried that in like creative mode on the creative world and I didn't like how it looked. So I kept with the slim house design. And this is just going to be just like that. This door, there's going to be a wall here. It's going to go up. It's going to be like two apartments. You got the people that live upstairs will take this door. And then people that live downstairs will go in this door. And then it'll be just this floor. So I'll have an upstairs and a downstairs apartment. And I had to remove the dumpster. The dumpster was... Where was the dumpster? Right there. Because this was an alley. So I moved the path. I tore out the dumpster. I put the dumpster back here. And then I decided to make this also a path. So the dumpster was just scrapped entirely. And we have this build. This is another house. But this is just going to be like a single family home. It's going to be a 2-floored home with an attic. Go through this little alleyway where these boxes are, and We've got the market stall. We could have people selling things. And you go upstairs. I mean, you can technically come in through this window. It's at ground level. But I've put in more foliage, like on that side. I've put in more on the side to fill in this hill. I want to do a statue here. Originally, I was going to have a giant statue here, but I changed my mind. I'm putting a smaller statue on this side. And this is supposed to be a clock tower. So this build is not actually mine. I could not even tell you who made it. It was a build that Exumavoid did on a season of Hermitcraft, I believe. And this is only half of it. It's taller. The original is taller. And a different color scheme. So I basically... This was a long time ago, but I built it by hand in creative mode by looking at a photo. A long time ago for a different world. For a single-player world. So I kind of recycled that build. I just chopped the top off because it was oppressively tall for this area. So I moved the clock down, and I basically cut the build in half. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the build now. All that's left is really some minor details. Well, I need to do all the interiors for all the houses, but that'll come in time. I'm really trying to get this project finished. And with that is the end of this video. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.